Hi you guys, I hope everyone is doing well. So if you ask me what the best feeling in this world is after eating great food, of course, it's taking out a nice dump. So every single morning you wake up, you visit the washroom, you're not dependent on any kind of stimulant, tea, coffee, cigarette, warm water. You just have to go out, pass out a motion, and you feel relaxed, and all of the pressure is gone. It's a bang on start to the day, but a lot of people do not have a experience like this. For me, this is the best feeling ever. Plus, it is always the sign that a lot of things in your lifestyle are going correctly when you're able to pass out a motion. Now, how do I know whether or not I am constipated? Now, it's not about the number of times you're visiting the loo, not that it's not important, but it's more about how difficult it is for you to pass out a motion, or how dependent are you on a certain thing for you to be able to take out a dump. So is it coming out in the form of pellets? Do you have to put on a lot of pressure? Is there blood in your stool? Or do you have to take tea, coffee, stimulant, cigarette for you to be able to pass out a motion? If you are dependent on these things, then you have to see that there is some issue and the constipation is there. Now you can do a billion of things to make it correct. You can have a lot of Kayam churna and Ayurvedic churna and Patanjali churna. I don't know why people ever take that, but you can take that as well. A lot of people do take it, and I'm sure sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. But first things first, like with every disease or disorder that we see, you have to know, why is my body not letting go out of the fecal material that is not ideally supposed to be sitting inside me for more than 24 hours. So naturally, if everything is going correctly, your body should be able to push it out. Now, constipation is nothing but it's kind of the nerves of the gut and the muscles of the gut are no longer working towards the same goal, that is pushing out the fecal material, and they are kind of having an argument, and your body is not able to let go of the toxin. So there are quite a few things that we can do. There are so many reasons as to why you are constipated. I'm just going to say 3, 4, 5 things that I think has worked in my practice with a lot of people. Now, if you think that taking a dump one time in 2 days, 3 days is okay, it's not okay. You always have to remember, if there is an input, there also has to be an output. If you're eating and eating and eating, where is the food going? Where is the extra material going? Where is the excretion going? Where is the waste material going? Where is the fecal material? Why is everything sitting inside of you? And why is your body naturally not pushing it out? So you always have to see that at least a minimum of 1 motion in a day, ideally as soon as you wake up. That would be the best thing. But just because I've said it, you do not have to start worrying about, oh, I don't go in the morning, I go after 10 minutes, I go in the noon, I go in the evening. That's your body, and I'm sure there is something plus minus going on in your life that makes you be that way. But then for some bodies it lets go off in the evening, for some bodies they do it in the morning. But I'm just speaking about, ideally you should wake up, and without any stimulant you should be able to walk to your bathroom, sit down on the pot, take out a dump, and just relax. That is a good and a great vital parameter when it comes to looking into someone's health. Now, when it comes to constipation, there are a lot of things that we can look into. Now, a lot of people will start drinking more water or start eating more fiber. Now, dietary fiber is great, but overdoing on dietary fiber can actually really damage your gut. So you are looking at a person who has already suffered because of eating a lot of dietary fiber. So I used to eat veggies for salad and veggies, salad for lunch, salad for dinner, salad for breakfast, veggies, because hey, how can you overeat veggies? But turns out that I was really wrong in doing that, and excessive of veggies can actually lead to something as severe as SIBO, that is your small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and the bacteria is not supposed to be there, and something as simple as just allergies or skin issues or leaky gut. In my case, that is what happened because I was overdoing on the veggies. So veggies are great, fruits are great, water is great, but everything has to be in moderation. Anything that you overdo, your body will not be able to tolerate it, even if it is good for your health, or even if it's nutritious, or even if it is without calories. So what is happening here is, when it comes to dietary fiber, you need around 30 to 35 grams. Now, you get it from right sources and correct sources. So being dependent on isabgol or xylem husk initially, or when you're trying to rewire your system, is completely okay. But if you're not able to take a dump without that one thing, then you have to know that your body is dependent on something and you need to look into it. So dietary fiber is great. Along with dietary fiber, there is something also known as water soluble fiber and water insoluble fiber. When it comes to passing out the motions, water soluble fiber is not really that helpful. Of course, it makes the material in the gut a little softer and gooey. But when it comes to pushing and nudging the large intestinal walls, the only thing that helps, like one of the many things, one amongst the many things that helps is water insoluble fiber. Now when you look at fruits, the outer skins of the fruit is actually insoluble fiber, and when you look at the flesh of the fruit, that is soluble fiber. So you know what to eat now. Of course, please do not overdo on it. Then there is water. Now a lot of people, if you are overdoing it on water, you are still going to be constipated. If you are underdoing it on water, let's say you're not drinking enough water, now there is no such thing as drinking 6 glasses a day or 3 liters a day or 8 glasses a day. It's a myth. It depends on you. It comes down to you. No one can tell you that you need this much of water, and if someone can tell you, run away, because your body tells you how much you need to drink and your body tells you when to stop. So you should, so a lot of times naturally we feel like, because of the weather or because of work, we tend to forget. So that is something you need to inculcate a habit, so that you are always aware that I need to drink water. And hopefully that habit is not dependent on a watch or on a phone or on a tech app that says, hey, it's time for you to drink water. I want you to do these minute things and being dependent on your own brain and body, and not putting out everything on your phone and setting a reminder for your walk, setting a reminder to eat, setting a reminder to breathe. It should not be like that. You should be so aware that okay, it's been 30 minutes, 45 minutes since I went for a pee and I should drink water. So that is something that you have to work on. Now when you are not drinking enough water, what is actually happening is, when the food is traveling through your large intestine, the gut is actually going to just absorb more water from the food, because there is not enough water and it needs it. So what is actually going to happen is, the fecal material is going to be more tight and more lumpy, and then it is more hard for you to push it out of the body. So with water and dietary fiber, you have to know that you are just striking the right balance. With dietary fiber, the recommendation is 30 to 35 grams, but you have to decide what works for you and from what sources. Then it comes movement. A lot of people think taking long walks and excessive workout is actually going to help you take a dump. That's actually not correct. A lot of scientists have actually looked into this, and you have to do a strenuous amount of workout for you to be able to actually have any impact on your gut and be able to take a dump. So movement and a lot of long walks doesn't really help. But what really helps is, so let's say you've had your dinner or you had your lunch, so after 30 minutes, 35 minutes, you take warm water, you sip on it very slowly, you give it your saliva, you swish it in your mouth, and then you take it in, you practice water memory with it, and you tell it that it's going to be easy for me to pass out my motions, and my gut is great, my digestive health is great, anything, any memory that you want to put in the water, and then you drink it. So what is happening is, when you practice water memory with this, and when you drink warm water and then you take a walk, that can actually really help. And movement after dinner also really helps. So just just going out for a nice long walk, just being out in the sun, just being out in the moonlight, and just taking a walk post your meals, keeping a gap of 30 minutes, can also be really helpful when it comes to taking out a dump. Now this is a major point, and a lot of people don't do this. So they go into the bathroom just thinking that, oh, it's going to be the same scene again, I'm not able to pass out a motion, it's going to be so difficult for me, it's so difficult for me to be able to take a dump and everything. And it just creates a lot of pressure inside your brain, and there is a nerve known as vagus nerve, and if that is stressed and if that's under pressure, you would never be able to pass out a motion, irrespective of how good you're eating, how much amount of fiber you have, how much you're walking, moving, drinking water. It's not really going to help. So you have to let go of the pressure for your body to be able to let go of the pressure. So you have to know that I have to be very light, very calm. If you use phone, maybe put on a music, read a newspaper, read a book. I highly don't suggest these things, but whatever helps you sail your boat. So initially, if you have to be dependent on something to relax your mind and just let your body know that we are safe, we are fine, you can let go of the fecal material, it's okay. You have to communicate with that, you have to communicate that with your body, and most of the times it will just let go. And if you're doing it under pressure and you're just sitting on its head, it's not going to be able to do it. So you have to make sure that you are treating yourself with love and kindness, and it's okay, it's going to fix it. So you have to make sure that that is happening. Along with this, a lot of people, when they are traveling, they will just skip out on passing a dump. So it's like, they are traveling, and if they are at some other place or at some other loo that the body is not familiar with, they will just not be able to pass out a motion. But every time you do this, you're again disrupting your body's natural rhythm. So your body likes to do things at a perfect time. So it will ask you for food at the same time every day. It will ask for you to go to the loo at the same time every day. It will wake you up at the same time every day. It will make you sleep at the same time every day. If you are diligent enough, and if you are someone who has inculcated this discipline in their life, your body can do this. And trust me when I say this, it's going to be like you wouldn't even know subah kab hui, raat kab hui, kaun sa din kahan chala gaya. That is how beautifully the body works. So when it is 9:30, 10 o'clock at the night, your body is going to be able to drift you to sleep. You wake up by 5:30, your body naturally wakes you up. You do not have to be dependent on an alarm for anything. Your body wakes you up, you take a dump. So your body just knows and remembers, oh okay, I like this routine and I would like to stick to it. So if you're always yo-yoing, if you're always sleeping at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, sleeping at 4 o'clock, sleeping at 6 o'clock, sleeping till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, it doesn't work. Your body is just all over the place. There is no circadian rhythm going on. You're not in tune with the nature, and nothing you do is ever going to help if you're not disciplined, because your body remembers and it likes to do things at the same time and the same place, because that's comfort, and all of our brains are wired this way. So you have to make sure that you find a routine that works well with you and your lifestyle, but make sure it is very, 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 very important for you to pass out a motion, as important as sleeping, as important as eating good food, because you have to remember, if there is an input, there has to be an output, and the body has to get rid of the waste. So constipation is one thing that you should not ignore. Oh, I'm constipated 3 times in a month. That's not a joke. You have to look into it and you have to see what is triggering my constipation, and you have to find a way around to fix that constipation before it's too late. So look into it and take care of yourself.